In 331 BC, Alexander the Great faced Darius III and the massive Persian army at Gaugamela. While Darius arrayed his forces in intimidating formations, Alexander concealed his true strategy behind layers of deception. Then, at the perfect moment, he struck like lightning, a single cavalry charge that shattered an empire. Sun Tzu captured this principle perfectly. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Today, you'll master the ultimate strategic weapon, the art of concealment combined with devastating execution. Welcome back to the channel that transforms timeless wisdom into modern power. The greatest victories in history weren't won through brute force, they were won through the marriage of perfect secrecy and explosive action. While your opponents guess at your intentions, you position for victory. While they prepare for the wrong battle, you prepare for total domination. This isn't about deception for its own sake. It's about creating information asymmetry that gives you decisive strategic advantage. Sun Tzu's wisdom reveals two complementary forces that create unstoppable strategic power. Dark as night, strategic concealment. Your true plans must remain invisible to opponents. This means operating through layers of ambiguity, misdirection, and strategic silence. When capable of attacking, feign incapacity. When active and moving troops, feign inactivity. The goal isn't to lie about facts, it's to control perceptions about your capabilities, intentions, and timing. Thunderbolt strike. Overwhelming execution. When conditions align perfectly, unleash sudden, concentrated force that eliminates opposition before they can respond. Like lightning, your strike should be impossible to predict, impossible to defend against, and impossible to forget. The psychological foundation. Your opponent's decisions are based on what they believe to be true about your situation. When you control their beliefs while concealing your reality, you control their actions. They prepare for battles you won't fight while remaining unprepared for the battle you will. 3 levels of strategic darkness. Operational concealment. Hide your true capabilities, resources, and readiness level. Appear weaker or stronger than you actually are, depending on what serves your strategy. Strategic misdirection. Feed opponents information that leads them to prepare for the wrong confrontation. Let them waste resources defending against threats that don't exist, while leaving their real vulnerabilities exposed. Temporal deception. Conceal the timing of your strike. Appear to be months or years away from action, while secretly preparing for immediate execution. The profound truth. Your enemy defeats themselves by preparing for the wrong battle at the wrong time in the wrong place. You simply execute the right battle at the right moment. History's most spectacular victories demonstrate the devastating power of concealed preparation followed by lightning execution. Operation Overlord, D-Day Deception, 1944. The Allies spent 2 years building the most elaborate deception in military history. They created a phantom army under General Patton, complete with inflatable tanks, fake radio traffic, and double agents feeding false intelligence to Germany. The deception convinced Hitler that the main invasion would come at Pas-de-Calais, not Normandy. When the real invasion struck, German reserves remained frozen 150 miles away for 7 crucial weeks. Strategic concealment turned history's most dangerous amphibious assault into inevitable victory. Hannibal's tactical genius at Cannae, 216 BC. Facing 80,000 Romans with superior numbers, Hannibal concealed his true battle plan behind apparent weakness. He deliberately positioned his weakest troops in the center, making them appear vulnerable. The Romans, seeing opportunity, committed their entire force to breaking through. Hannibal waited until they were fully engaged and trapped, Then his concealed wings closed like a thunderbolt, encircling and annihilating the entire Roman army. Perfect concealment combined with devastating execution destroyed Rome's largest army in a single day. Alexander's Gaugamela strike, 331 BC. Facing Darius's massive Persian army, Alexander concealed his breakthrough strategy through complex preliminary maneuvers. While Persian forces prepared for a traditional frontal assault, Alexander secretly identified the one critical vulnerability. If Darius fled, the entire Persian Empire would collapse. Alexander waited through hours of battle, absorbing casualties, until the exact moment when Darius was isolated. Then he unleashed his Thunderbolt, a single cavalry charge that sent the Persian king fleeing and won an entire empire. The Trojan horse, history's ultimate deception. After 10 years of failed siege warfare, the Greeks created the appearance of defeat and withdrawal, leaving behind a gift that appealed to Trojan pride. The concealment was perfect. The Greeks appeared to have given up and sailed away. The strike was devastating. Trojan defenders literally opened their gates and brought destruction inside their own walls. One night of perfect deception accomplished what a decade of warfare could not. Each example proves that concealment multiplies the power of execution, while execution validates the genius of concealment. This ancient principle dominates modern warfare, business, and personal strategy. Corporate Thunderbolts. Apple's iPhone launch demonstrated perfect concealment followed by Thunderbolt execution. For years, Apple's secretive culture concealed their smartphone development, while competitors dismissed touchscreen technology as impractical. When Apple struck with the iPhone reveal, they didn't just launch a product, they obsoleted entire industries overnight. The concealment was so perfect that even industry experts were shocked. Business acquisitions. The most successful mergers and acquisitions operate through strategic darkness. Companies negotiate in complete secrecy to prevent market disruption, competitor interference, and price manipulation. When the deal strikes, it's announced as a fait accompli that reshapes entire industries before opponents can respond. Startup strategy. Successful startups often operate in stealth mode, concealing their true capabilities while building breakthrough technologies. They appear to be small players in existing markets, while secretly preparing to create entirely new markets. When they emerge, they strike like thunderbolts that transform entire industries. Career advancement. The most successful professionals master strategic concealment. They quietly build skills, relationships, and opportunities while competitors remain unaware of their true capabilities. When promotion opportunities arise, they strike decisively with overwhelming qualifications that make the decision obvious. Negotiation mastery. Expert negotiators conceal their true priorities, alternatives, and deadlines while gathering intelligence about their opponent's constraints. They appear inflexible on unimportant issues while remaining secretly flexible on crucial ones. When they strike with their real offer, it appears generous while securing everything they actually wanted. Here's how to implement Sun Tzu's ultimate strategic principle. Develop deep strategic planning. Create your real plans in absolute secrecy with only essential personnel. Use compartmentalized information. Each person knows only what they need to execute their piece. This prevents leaks while maintaining operational security. Master information control. Control what information reaches opponents and when. Share information that supports your deception while concealing information that reveals your true intentions. Remember, you're not lying about facts, you're managing perceptions about your strategy. Build concealed capabilities. Develop your real strengths invisibly while appearing focused on obvious activities. If competitors think you're concentrated in one area, they won't prepare for your actual strike in a different area. This creates strategic surprise. Use strategic decoys. Create false signals about your priorities, timing, and capabilities. Make competitors waste resources preparing for battles you won't fight. Every resource they spend on the wrong preparation is a resource unavailable for defending against your real strategy. Perfect your strike capability. While maintaining concealment, prepare your execution forces for overwhelming action. Train your team, position your resources, and plan your communications so when you strike, the execution is flawless and devastating. Choose the perfect moment. Wait for the psychological moment when conditions heavily favor your success. This might be when competitors are distracted, overconfident, or committed to the wrong strategy. Patience in concealment multiplies the power of the Thunderbolt strike. Sun Tzu revealed the ultimate strategic truth. Those who master concealment and sudden execution don't just win battles, they reshape reality itself, while others fight predictable wars with obvious strategies. Masters of this principle create the conditions for their own inevitable victory. The greatest power isn't the ability to strike, it's the ability to strike unexpectedly with overwhelming force at the moment of maximum advantage. When your opponents finally understand what hit them, the war is already over. Your mission: identify one area where you've been too transparent about your intentions and capabilities. Begin practicing a strategic concealment while building your Thunderbolt capability. Let others underestimate you while you prepare for decisive action. Remember Sun Tzu's eternal wisdom. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Like this video if you're ready to master the art of strategic concealment and devastating execution. Subscribe for more ancient principles that create modern dominance, and comment below. What's one area where you'll apply the darkness and Thunderbolt principle to gain unstoppable advantage? The knight is yours to command, the Thunderbolt is yours to wield. Victory awaits those who master both.